are up in the top right-hand corner of the map. Daybreak, we have our red Zerg player up 2-1 in the set, and our 10-time reigning IPL Fight Club champion, TSL HyuN. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner is, I keep wanting to say Slayers. That's why I'm pausing right there. It's not because I'm like messing up or I forgot who he is. I keep wanting to say it's from Team Slayers. No. It's actually Brown. He is former Slayers player. After Slayers disbanded, though, he's looking for a team, and hopefully he'll have a good showing here, and someone will pick him up.
Yeah. Team owners out there, there's a lot of good players on the market.
Yes.
And even the quote-unquote B and C team Slayers players are still better than a lot of players that are on a lot of pro teams right now. So there are plenty of guys ripe for the picking. And every single time you say 10-time Fight Club champion, it just sounds more and more ridiculous. I can't believe it's gotten this far.
I feel like I need to be like over the top, like undisputed Fight Club champion of the world, TSL HyuN. Hope the compressor was on there, by the way, and I probably just destroyed everyone at the office.
Everyone's deaf now.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right.
Boxing announcer voice, yay!
So it looks like, okay, he does go pool first this time on Daybreak.
Game number 1 on Kadari decided to mix things up and just be ridiculous, but in hatch first, which is a little bit unsafe. And it was weird, too, because Brown actually was doing the one thing you look out for, which is Forge first. He just got there too late.
Yep. And it looks like Brown is again going to go Nexus first on 16 supply. He's done that in the majority of the game so far.
Yeah, with the exception. So actually, after the first game where they both did the opposite of what you would normally expect. Yeah. They've settled in, and it's normal pool, then 3 hatch for HyuN, and pretty normal Nexus first into a Forge Fast expand for Brown.
You know, after this game, they both kind of seen exactly how they open. This is usually when you start to get some of the cheese going, where you're like, okay, I see what he's doing. I can see a weakness in it. Yeah, but this is, Brown has not done this. He has not pylon blocked before. And
pylon, and pylon blocking after a Nexus on this map especially is so tough.
Yeah, super wide.
I'm a little shocked that HyuN didn't just make 6 lanes and decide to go for the throat there.
Yeah, usually you can just kind of get in there because the cannon is going to be late. He isn't even taking his natural, though.
He did actually decide to cancel the pylon and got him back 75 of those minerals. It still delays you a little bit, though, and the Photon Cannon is going to be up in enough time. But, with it done, it takes 40 seconds for it to produce. Had these been 6lings and had they not actually checked for any probes or anything like that, they'd be about here now. So that would have been enough time for him to put on pressure.
Yeah, he could have definitely killed that probe and gotten in, or maybe even killed the cannon, and that would have actually been pretty devastating.
Okay, well, the Overlords pretty much see everything now, and it looks like Brown's going to be able to get away with that. But HyuN, two hatcheries on the way, taking his natural, moving a few drones down, and well, everything's looking pretty darn normal for our TSL player.
HyuN strategy, macro like a beast. Meanwhile, Brown, he's gone 2 gas quickly again. I imagine that we'll see that fast +1. He's done it every single game so far, and the build's only differentiated when it's come for the robo timing.
Right. In the game, though, that he did decide to macro up on Cloud Kingdom, he put down the gas at the same time he did here. And if we see Sentry first rather than a Stalker, I think we're going to see a defensive, a little bit later robo and a third base.
Yeah, and it looks like there's the +1. And we'll see, is this a Sentry or is this a Stalker?
And it is, ladies and gentlemen, waiting. No, he had to get Warp Gate, of course, first. So, and there's 100 gas. And
it's a Stalker, so probably a little bit more aggressive. I mean, that's almost like a subconscious thing, because the difference between a Sentry and a Stalker right there is not really that much of a difference. But when you're making that first Stalker, you're basically saying, I want to explore, I want to take control of the map so that I can move out faster. When you're doing a Sentry, you're like, I'm going to sit back. Because the order is not really that much except for the energy that you get on the Sentry initially.
And Sentry following that up. We'll see with his next 100 gas if he makes a robotics facility or not. So it looks like he is actually waiting on that for a little while. Yeah, and he's going to double gas.
Double gas again. So this is going to be that late robotics that we saw last game from the looks of it. And then we'll see if it's going to be, if it's 3 or 4 gateways, it's usually an expand. If it's 6 or 7 gateways, that usually means 2 base and mortal push.
All right. Well, yeah, it looks like he is delaying, so I imagine he's going to go for a little bit later, or go for a base. And there's the Twilight Council. Ooh. We did see that in game number 2 on Cloud Kingdom, and he decided to blink expand out of it. He may decide to throw a different look, though, as he does already have, you know, third and fourth gas, and could start to throw something tricky in if he wants.
Yeah, I think it's a little late for a DT expand to third that, like, you know, HyuN does, and I think actually Rain did that in one of his games as well, in OSL recently, or GSL. I can't remember which one it was. He's been in both. But I think it's a little late for that. There's probably going to be Blink expand, but, you know, it is possible for him to go TTs if he really wants to.
There's the robotics facility, and that Tri-Light Council is done, and looks like he's probably just going to go into, let's see here, there's 150, 150, yeah. +2 coming up.
Yeah, so he's been pretty good about getting fast +2. Yeah, +2 Blink, so +2 Blink expand from the looks of it. Pretty good build, you know. He's one of the few Protoss that does this consistently, because we've now seen it twice out of him. You usually don't see that often. You usually want to push a little bit, or at least poke or posture to push when you go +2 Blink. But it does leave you pretty safe against most Zerg builds. It's safe against Muted, it's safe against Roach, it's safe against Lings.
I know we haven't followed too much of HyuN yet, but he's been doing pretty much what we've seen out of him exclusively. This is a bit of an exception, going for a very quick fourth base along with his macro hatch. In the game on Cloud Kingdom, when he did decide to expand across the map.
Yeah, went to a 6th even, right?
Yeah, well, he went to a quick 5, but he had 6 hatcheries.
6 hatches, yeah. So
but he actually was stood on 3 bases for a little bit longer, and then put down 4th and 5th at the same time. This go-round, he's decided to delay on his 5th and 6th gas, and puts up this 4th base a bit quicker on.
Yeah, so this is not, oh, wow, oh, so maybe. So he hasn't put it in his main yet, but he is putting it on the 4th, so he is going for 6 gas. We'll see if it's 7A. That's actually kind of surprising he didn't put it in his main before he put it on his 4th, but there's the Infestation Pit, so it's going to be the same Roach Ling Infestor comp that he's been going with for several games so far. And it looks like Brown's going to have his 3rd up relatively easily. I'm not sure. I don't think that'll get canceled as long as he reacts accordingly to HyuN sending those Lings up there.
All right. Well, 26 more Lings on the way. Of course, going for this, you don't really need all those minerals all that much. If you have the production in place, you're mostly looking for the gas for the infestors and for the higher tech.
Good split right here.
And we'll see if he can actually surround these units. It looks like he's going to try to. Brown having to fall back, and he does force field out, but those are now force fields baited. He only lost a couple of Lings, and that's a lot of energy starting to get trickled off.
I really like what HyuN did there. He was both surrounding and he was threatening to snipe the 3rd at the same time. But now he's up and he has a pretty sizable force that could do some damage, but he's going to have to be very careful because good force fields could kill that whole army.
And he is going to have to be very careful, and it looks like he's going to cycle back around to the 3rd. Pathogen Glance is well on the way. Now 30 seconds done, so we can start to put up some infestors.
And he does have the 8 gas back at home now, finally.
Yes. And actually just started mining off of it.
Yep.
It's only had 12 gas taken away. And let's see here. You know, with 8 gases, 5 infestors, that's quite a few. But will he decide to dump into Hive Tech a little bit quicker and just play that bit more passive style that we saw?
I think that's probably his best option because Brown is obviously not going to be able to push for a little bit. He doesn't quite have the units for it. You know, HyuN still has a lot of supply, and he does have the infestors with energy upgrade already. 8 now about to pop out. But Brown isn't in bad shape. He's going to have to make a tech advancement soon. He's going to have to go for Colossus, and he probably should start to make his way towards Mothership eventually. Pretty good force field there to get some free Lings. Didn't get a ton, but, you know, take everything you can get for this 3 force fields.
All right, and HyuN is going to try and at least take down these destructible debris here in a second, but he's not lost all that much stuff, and he's done a good job of slowly whittling down the energy. There's just 2 more sentries that have full energy now, so in the event that he decides to move out in just a bit, he may not have to contend with that many Guardian Shields or Force Fields, and the destructible debris are just about to fall.
Yeah, so he has opened up the attack pass for some good harassment. He's now at 50 supply, and Brown's going to have to make something happen. He's getting +3 and Colossus that we were talking about a second ago. But he is locked in his base, and HyuN's now going up to his 5th base, 6th hatch overall.
Nice.
I love the Incantaminated on the Immortals. Ooh, good force fields there, but good fungal growths as well. He fungals almost everything, but the force fields are actually going to enable him to retreat here, and he's actually going to be able to hold this. But I don't know if he can force field. Okay, HyuN actually backs off, so he doesn't need to force field the whole ramp again.
And looks like he may decide to swing over. I'm not sure, actually. He did lose 1 infestor, but not too much else went down other than that. I don't know why there's 2 overseers in the same place. There are observers in the same place, but hey, to each his own. HyuN going to continue to push through, though, and there's really not a lot of stuff. The Blink Stalkers are falling back, and they are going to get pinned in place. Another Immortal's coming in from the side, but it can only reach Zerglings.
Yeah, that was... Oh, he actually is going to live through this.
Yeah.
No more energy on the Infestors of Fungal. They have to spew out Infested Terrans with the remaining energy. And Brown didn't come out of that well, but it could have been much, much worse.
Okay, well, he's going to lose the cybernetics core potentially.
That's really bad, because he's not going to be able to make any more sentries and any more stalkers after that goes in. And yeah, Pureling's coming out now, because there's no more force fields that are coming.
The cybernetics core was started a few seconds into it being destroyed, the initial one being destroyed, I should say, but it's not going to be out here for a while. In fact, there it is. It's still got about 30 seconds left, 20 seconds left.
Yeah, HyuN, Pureling's coming in, and he's going to try to take advantage of this before the force fields come back, because Blink Stalkers, even though they do pretty well against Lings, not the best. He does have one Colossus, though, that'll help. Oh, it gets fungled, though.
Immediately fungled, and bye-bye. Even though it kills 10 Lings, it's not going to be enough there. HyuN is, he's not trading the most efficiently, but it doesn't matter because he's on 5 bases, and all he wants to do is just keep his opponent pinned in and back on his toes while he expands the map and keeps pressuring.
Yeah, he just needs to keep Brown off with 4 base, essentially, is his goal. Look at all those Infestors completely out of energy, but Summon Army doing work at the front now, probably, not quite going to kill off that gateway. But Brown's force not very impressive right now. Only 4 sentries without much energy and 1 Colossus.
Not particularly impressive. And of course, the Colossus doesn't have range. Second robotics facility is on the way. Let's see what HyuN's got going for him, though. He has not gone up to Hive Tech. He is getting 2-2, but Corruptor's on the way. He's not going to have Broodlords anytime soon. That's
a little bit of a mistake. He really should have been teching up to Hive during all that. He definitely had the money for it. And I really think you're going to need that, especially if Brown starts to make his way towards the Mothership. It's not going to be for a little bit because he's just getting Colossi range. But, you know, HyuN's still ahead, but I think he really needs to go up for that Hive pretty soon. Even when he does get those Corruptors out, those are still +2 attack stock, +3 attack Stalkers, and he's getting armor upgrades now.
Okay, well, when 4 Corruptors join the 6 that are already on the map, he's going to have a powerful anti-Colossus force, though.
Yes.
And it looks like he's just going to chase down the Observer. I love whenever Zerglings with speed chase things in the air, because obviously they can't hit it, but they just sit there and head bump into each other in a big circle.
Yeah, it's like, here he is, here he is, here he is. I got him.
Right above us, right above us. They always remind me of Yippee Little Dogs. Like, I got him, I got him, I got him.
I got him. Yeah. So now he is going up to Hive, finally, which is good. Looks like he's getting Overlord drop again. Is that drop?
That is, no, Pneumatized Carapace, that's speed.
That's speed, okay, so no more drops. Just speed. I really want to see Brown go towards Mothership, though. He hasn't done it, thus far in the series, and you really want that against Broodlords late game.
Yeah, and it works well against HyuN's style, too. And HyuN is just going to crash on through. He tries to just pick away at the Colossi. There are 4 up.
Great force fields and great blink there to protect. Only 1 Colossus died. I don't know how much of HyuN's army he killed, but that was very, very good positioning by Brown. Okay,
HyuN going to try and push through one more time here, and all these units are caught at the back, but it is a pretty big line of defense. 1 Colossus falls, the second going to go down here momentarily. The Corruptors are being whittled down, but not fast enough, and it looks like the last Colossus is going to fall. The Roche is continuing to crash through, and Brown's at just 100 supply.
Yeah, that was really bad. He didn't focus fire the Corruptors enough with his Stalkers. I mean, he got some of them, but yeah, there it is. GG.
GG. All right, HyuN is up 3-1 now, predictably.